So I can totally understand and see why Martell thought he would get fired from Love and Marriage Huntsville after Melody decided to file for divorce. I feel like he should have known he could possibly get fired based off his antics, but he was more so concerned with how other reality TV shows go and how once the woman divorces the man, you don't see the man anymore. But Carlos was advocating for him still and said that, you're not going to be off the show just because you and Melody ended in a divorce. You still have a story to tell. And that is what came up during the interview that Carlos King had with DJ Richie Sky here on YouTube. So I will link that interview down in the description bar for you guys. But basically that came from this article that I read on urbanbellmag.com. So yeah, Martell was worried about being fired from the show, but what you guys think of that? Like, would y'all still tune in if he was off the show and just watch the show for Melody? I know I still would, and honestly I wouldn't mind him being a friend of the show. I could actually see him maybe taking a lesser role because I am somewhat tired of seeing him and Melody argue. I'm not quite sure if I'm interested in seeing him date. I know he's, people find him as an attractive man. He probably is going to date other women now that he's not in a marriage anymore with Melody, but I don't really know if I want to see that. I'm not there yet. I would like to see him co-parent. Of course, I love him interacting with his children, the children that him and Melody had together. I'm not quite sure if I'll be interested in seeing him with, his child with Arian, but the child is a child, so maybe I wouldn't mind that. It would be interesting how they would present that to viewers. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys have to let me know. But also, when I was reading this article, again, like I said before, just reading things, seeing it in black and white, just kind of puts things in perspective for me. Like, Martell was really cheating in the pandemic. Do you know how crazy that is? When everybody else had mandates and abiding by the government and the laws of the land, they telling us on the news, these many cases are rising up, stay at home, only leave for emergencies and works, but he going to dibble and dabble. And I'm like, the nerve of him. Everybody else is talking about how, on social media it's that joke, how most of the men have to deal with their main chicks because they can't go out and dip with their side chick because we got to stay in the house. And, it's like a joke that's on the internet, but that did not apply to Martell. I see he did not care about none of the rules. If anything, I feel like, sometimes being indoors kind of helps you maybe build a strong connection with a person because, again, you don't have nowhere to go. I mean, you're not supposed to be leaving. Your home is just supposed to be staying indoors, staying 6 feet apart from other people that's not in your house, only going to the outside world for groceries and things. So it's just the audacity for me. Martell Holt. What's Martell's middle name? Because when you serious and you really got to tell somebody about themselves, you have to address them by their middle name. Martell Maurice Holt. I just made that up, but I don't know, guys. Would y'all still want to watch a show if Martell was not on the show? I may do a poll on that and see what you guys think about that whole situation. I never even really thought about that. I never even really heard people say that they wouldn't want to see him on the show. So I think he is, a staple of the show. I know for sure. I have y'all seen on my page where people vocally disdain the idea of Arian coming on the show. So I know y'all don't like that. I know y'all don't want to see her, but would y'all still want to see a show with him? Like, would y'all still watch the show if he wasn't on it? That's what I want to ask. That's what I want to know for sure. And if you would watch the show with him on it, how would you like to see him? Would you be interested in seeing him date? I vote no. All I care about Martell doing at this point is taking care of his kids and going to work. I don't want to see his extracurricular activity. Maybe I'll watch him at the gym. But other than that, I definitely don't want to see him date. You go date on your downtime, or you can bring the lady on the show, but just blurt out her face, because I don't want to see her. No, let me not take out my anger on her. She ain't do nothing to me. She may be a nice lady deep down inside. I don't know. But, you know, when I think about it, I wonder who would date or take Martell serious based off of his on-screen antics. Like, I wonder if he thought about that. But then again, it is women out here that would think that, like, the guy won't do the same things to them as they did maybe to their exes. So some women do feel like they can change a guy. But, you know, I'm under the belief that God has to change a person. God has to work on their heart for them to be changed. I really don't believe that people can change for a person. I feel like eventually they can start, but their real nature will come back. You know, almost like a drug addict. It's if we don't deal with the root issue, I feel like it's going to come up eventually. You could say, oh, I'll give you $1 million if you don't do X, Y, and Z. And they can probably do it and get the money, but still revert back to their old self. So that's why I just feel like I know it has to be an internal change, a conscious decision to change. I don't really think that it can be done for a person. The person can be motivation to change, but it has to come from within, between the person themselves, not for nobody else. But let me know what you guys think. And again, do not forget to subscribe to this video. Subscribe to this channel if you are not already. And thank you guys so much for the people that are already subscribed. Subscribe. And also, do not forget to like this video. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.
Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent. Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent.